Hey guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, since it is the beginning of February, I thought that I would go over some of my February TBR hopefuls. This is a very ambitious, sort of long list, but I read 20 books last month. I'm trying to slow down a little bit this month, but these are all the books that I just would enjoy getting to this month. I'm not putting any pressure on it because I read pretty much based on my mood. And if I'm not in the mood for something, it's really hard for me to make myself read it. So these are the ones that I feel like right now I want to read. That could totally change. This is the book that I'm currently in the middle of. Or, I mean, not in the middle. I'm like at the very, very beginning, basically, still. And this is long, so I anticipate this is going to take me a little bit to get through, which is why this is a pretty ambitious list, and it's also a short month, so we shall see. But right now I am about 170 pages into A Court of Silver Flames, and the thing about a Sarah J Maas book for me is that each one that I've read takes me about at least 100 pages to get into and get invested. Like, I read the first 100 pages of this and I was honestly like, I don't know if I can do this, and now I hit a page like 140 and I was like, okay. I sort of have two main genres that I want to read this month. I have so many literary fiction books in my TBR because that's my favorite genre to read. So I have some literary fiction, and then I have a handful of romance books because obviously February is the month of Valentine's Day, and I just feel like it's a romancy type vibe. Start with the literary fiction, and then I will get into the romances. I have Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This is one of my girlfriend's favorite books ever, and she picked it for me in my TikTok where I had her pick my TBR. I really don't know much about what happens other than that there's an octopus and that he's sentient, and I'm excited, so this should be good. This is Last Night at the Telegraph Club. I think this is mainly like historical fiction and less of a like romance. I think that there's just a romance subplot, but I know this is a really important and touching queer story, so I'm excited about this one as well. My girlfriend picked this in that video too. Next we have I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. This, another queer staple. I've heard a lot of great things about this online, and a lot of people whose taste I really trust loved this book. I got this over the holidays as one of my presents, so I'm really excited to get to this. I know it's sort of like a little dystopian, but mostly literary fiction about a group of women who live underground, imprisoned in a cage, so sounds pretty sickening to me. Next we have Exalted by Anna Dorn, who wrote Perfume and Pain, which was one of my favorite books of last year. This book is about a lesbian astrologer, explores similar themes to Perfume and Pain, and it's about like addiction, mental health, queerness, and sort of like toxic relationships. I loved her last book, and this is another book that I asked for the holidays. I really think I'm definitely going to want to get to this because I love Anna Dorn's writing style, and I think I'll have a lot of fun with this. Next, we have another author who I love. This is the only book left of hers that I have not read, which is Mona Awad. We have 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl. This is like a satirical criticism about body image and the way that we treat women's bodies in the media. This is her debut novel. I can't believe I have not read this yet, and I'm really excited. Probably going to read this right after A Court of Silver Flames because it's short, and I know I love this author and her writing style. Bunny is my absolute favorite book by her, and I'm excited to say that I have read all of the books that she has published. Do you want to come in? My roommate wanted to come in and say hi. Just really badly. Hey, oh my god, YouTube, you're crazy. You want to tell them about like your music?
Oh my god, I make music. Totally listen to it. My name is Izzy Maher. Maher is my last name.
Look it up. Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you stream. Subscribe. Last for the literary fiction, I have How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. I read his book, The Midnight Library, at the end of last year, and I really loved it. I love an author that does literary fiction with a little twist of magical realism, especially, I mean, as you can tell, Mona Awad is one of my favorite authors, and she does that as well. And I loved The Midnight Library. I loved his writing style. There were so many amazing moments in that book, and one of my really good book friends loves Matt Haig so much, and I trust her with my life, so I'm going to continue my deep dive on the Matt Haig backlist, and I'm so excited to get to this one. I had another fantasy book in this list, but I think once I finish A Court of Silver Flames, I probably won't want to pick up another fantasy for a little bit. At least that's how I feel right now. I haven't been in much of a thriller mood recently. I read a bunch of thrillers. Like, I finished the Good Girls Guide to Murder series last month, and since I finished that, I'm not really just like not in the mood for thrillers, so I don't have any on this list. That could maybe change if I suddenly get in the mood for a thriller, but right now I don't see that for myself. Next we have the romance books. My first romance book that I want to read really badly this month is Honey and Spice by Balu Babalola. I've heard amazing things about this romance book. I've heard some of my favorite book talk and booktubers talk about how much they love this book, especially the ones I follow a lot of like literary fiction booktubers, and this is a romance that they all loved, which to me means that like I'll probably love it too. I really am going in pretty blind to this. I've heard that it's just the writing quality and the love story is incredible, so I'm really excited to read this one. And I just got it in the mail from my book outlet order, so it's amazing. And I love this, and I haven't seen it in hardcover, but it's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. I'm obsessed. Next, we have How to Hide in Plain Sight by Emma Noyes. I purchased this solely because I've heard it has amazing OCD representation, and that's always amazing to me when I can see parts of myself in a book like this. I didn't know it was a romance, honestly, until I asked the employee at the bookstore where I could find this, and he said in the romance section, so I guess it's a romance, but I'm really reading this for that representation. I'm just excited to see what this is all about. Again, going in pretty blind to this, so I'm excited. Because this list is like kind of long, I thought I would include a graphic novel. So I have the first volume of Heartstopper, which I picked up a little bit ago. Obviously, this is insanely popular. Everyone loves this. Everyone says it's so sweet. I haven't watched the show or anything, so I'm excited to read this. I think it'll be a nice, quick, light, lovely Valentine's Day type of read. I love a little queer story, and I love that there's a YA queer graphic novel out there. Next we have Reckless by Elsie Silver. I am buddy reading these books, the Chestnut Springs books, with my girlfriend, and this is the next one that we're on. We're almost done with the series. I always have so much fun reading Elsie Silver's books, so this is certainly going to be a fun one. I have 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. This is, again, just another romance that I've heard incredible things about. I've been looking forward to reading this for so long. I literally just purchased this today because I was like, you know what, this is the time. It's February, it's romance time, I'm gonna read this. I just think this is gonna be so good, and I cannot wait to absolutely eat it up. And then finally, in the mail, I have first 2 Magnolia Parks books on the way. I ordered them from Blackwell's because I wanted the pretty covers from the UK. I might try and get to those at some point this month as well, because I've been really looking forward to starting that series, and I think I'm gonna be a Daisy Hates girly. I feel like I've heard that everyone is either a Magnolia or Daisy girl, and I think I'm gonna be a Daisy girl. So I just ordered the first 2 so I can see if I like it before ordering the rest of them. I have a feeling that I will, but we shall see. This is my February TBR. We will see how many of these I actually end up getting to. Again, like, I'm such a mood reader, and I really just read what I feel like reading, but I've been setting some TBRs for myself recently, and it's been pretty effective. I will keep you guys posted either on my Instagram, my TikTok, or here how many of these I actually get through and how many I don't end up getting to. I'm so excited for another amazing reading month. I had a crazy reading month in January, and I look forward to just like keeping some of that momentum, maybe slowing down a little bit, but that's also not super in my nature, so we will see, and I will see you guys in the next one. I want to make another reading vlog, but I think I'm gonna wait until this is done, because if I make one this week, I feel like I'm literally just going to be reading this book and nothing else, and I want the reading vlog to be a little more interesting, like finishing more books. I've been having so much fun coming up with these video ideas and talking to you guys. I hope you guys also have fun watching them, and I will see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, because I'm a YouTuber now. You have anything you want to say?
Subscribe.
All right, bye guys.